Right, the Magnificent 7. As you can see, if you use the push-through stand, the standard one, you start to get a clearance issue. It's hasn't got enough room to use the extra long push rod. Now I can change my ram, screw this one on top, and then I can get extra clearance. Then it'll only come to here, then I have to build from the bottom up to be able to use it. Now this will be an issue with, more so with the Harbor Freight bottle jack systems, well, all bottle jack systems on the A-frame, because I think you've got around about 75mm on the Harbor Freight, because we've built around that, so it's 75mm, and you just wouldn't be able to use the Magnificent 7 because that's 120, but by the time you put your rod in, you're talking another 75mm, so you would definitely not have the clearance. Now the issue is here, that's not a problem. You would then use you'd split your plates on your press. On the Harbor Freight you've got two square ones, you just split your plates to accommodate, let's put these out of the way now, to accommodate your lack of clearance. Now the system's too good not to be able to use on, well, majority of people's presses, because there's quite a few of those bottle jack systems out there. So basically what we came up with was you split your plates like that, you put your low level push through stand, and then you drop your die into it. Now as you can see, you've got the clearance that you required, so that's it. But if you've got the systems with the cross beam and the two pins at the end, so you can lower your cross beam up and down, you probably would be alright with the standard push through stand. It comes with both anyway, so it's entirely up to the individual. But that's how we got around the issue of clearance. Now it can be used with any press. It can be used with a 2-ton and a 3-ton arbor. The 1-ton would be pushing it, but I can measure it up just to see. I haven't measured up on the 1-ton because that's in storage, but I can get around to that. So that's basically it. Now what we'll do today when we test this Magnificent 7, we'll do a Morgan. Now I want to reduce the Morgan to the smallest size possible that's still wearable and recognisable. I mean, you can squash a Morgan down to 0 if you wanted to, but it's just not right. So let's see how we can do this with straight walls, no ring stretcher required, and no wall straightening cones. Straight from the die. And let's get our move on then. Right, let's fold this sucker. It'll do. Couldn't have got any more out of that cone anyway. Right. Now all we do when we wrap is we put one piece of Monster tape around it. That's not for protection, that's more for getting off the electrical tape. Makes it easier. Now we go. One. That's two. That's it, done and dusted. Now there's no way that that's going to give you jip. I've heard of people going 40, 50 times with Monster tape round it, turning in a 20mm coin into a 40mm coin. But that's it. One wrap with Monster tape, two wraps with electrical tape. Right. First, I'm just going to push through on them all. First die. Now remember, if you need to use the larger size on the push rod, you just simply drop it in, mark it, and you know that's your limitation. You know not to push past that mark. Simple. But as it happens, it's only necessary. You won't really use the larger size that very often. It's just to embed it in, and away we go. Keep it as level as possible to start off with. Let's have a look. Nice and level. I'm not too worried about the reed. I picked the best detail possible one at Morgan with a crappy reed because it's if you're going to reduce it that small, your reed's going to go anyway. You're going to have to polish it in. Now use your Delrin Ram cover. When you get near the end, because they're sized for the, you just hold your hand underneath and it's through. Right, there you have stage one. Now that is a perfect shape. Perfect shaped. See? Once with the Monster tape, twice with electrical tape, no problem whatsoever. Like I say, the reed was knackered anyway, so whatever it is. That's die number one. Look at that, it's a beautiful shape. What size is she sticking at? Alright, let's have a look. Oh, that comes in, you can see that's Z there. Z plus 6. So that comes in at Z plus 6, completely straight. Perfect, look at that. So that's around about 16, I believe, in hold on a minute, 16 in Mumbo Jumbo stuff. Put that there. Let's have a look at my fancy chart. It's right. Z plus 6. Oh, doesn't say in the US. It's and it says Z plus 1.5 is 13.5. So it's got to be in the region of 16 on the first push, and that to me is a perfect shape. Oh, that's a little too big. Oh, thumb ring now, a little bit big. Right, let's get on with it. I'm going to anneal this onto the second die. Again, once round with the Monster tape. Really helps get that electrical tape off, otherwise it could be a real bugger. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I did on that one there. Sorry, I had to stop that. The postman turned up. Right, let's get a little bit of the old monkey grease. A lot of people, well, they can use what they like, really. Coconut oil, dry lube, whatever's your fancy. Now these walls are that straight. I'm going to hope that it doesn't. I'm just going to use this one to bed it in. I could go straight onto that, but it's a little bit iffy. If you're confident enough, you'd get away with that. That's not a problem. But you don't really want it to be a disaster, so let's just bed it in. That's fine. With this number 1 die, I can go over there. That's done and dusted. Right, be able to push straight through with that now. I'm pretty sure of it. I would think so, yeah. But we'll see. Hold underneath. Then when that Delrin ram cover gets to the bottom, she's through. You can feel it there. That's it. If it hasn't dropped through, it's the electrical tape sticking onto it. Right, hold on. The old dog and bone. Cheers. Right, yeah. Right, yeah, did a little bit of work off camera there. My missus was blabbering on the phone. As I said, if it doesn't drop through, it's stuck with the electrical tape. But if you don't use electrical tape, you should. Oh, for fuck. So, hold on. Right, sorry about that. Now, with electrical tape, your rod may get jammed in there, but you just flip it upside down. You should be able to. The only one that won't clear is the black one. See, it won't. That's the top part of it. Is not a push through part. Right, let's just get this out and just do that, and your rod is clear. Get that electrical shit off. Right, die number 2, done and dusted. I can go there because I'm sure. Die number 3. the rod will be big enough. It just fits on top there, so I don't need to use that rod. That's the shape, and the size is, what's my thing? Z+1. So that is 13.5 US. Z+1 is 13. Right. It's the shape. Walls are looking good. Oh, the reed is absolutely knackered, man. That's going to take some polishing. Right, but that's it so far. I'm going to anneal this and I'll be back. I'm just going to polish this reed up a little bit off camera, so bear with me. Right. I did a little bit of polishing off camera there. Got the outside. I've got to do it anyway, but this is going to be reduced 3, 4, maybe 5, 6 sizes down by the time we finish this demonstration. And I needed to be able to get in with my sausage finger, to get in and get the shape of the inside of the reed. Now, a lot of people deburr it and then polish it up with the Dremel or whatever, but I likes to get it in either a mini chuck or whatever it is, and then get your sandpaper and judge it that way. But again, each to their own sort of thing. But I'll have to do it at the end of the process, but I've still got to do the outside properly. But it's starting to look actually quite nice. Now, this is the third die. Got a bit of a dilemma here, because it's actually one pushing it through. So we're going to miss that because it's dropped in 2 sizes. You don't need that one for this particular coin at the moment. So we'll go on to die number 4. Remember, there's 7 in the set. Magnificent 7. See, and that'll go down to there, and as you can see, it's that's a decent push, and we'll see what size it is. Remember, this is number 4. Right, let's grease that up. Right, hold on. Get a rag. My hands are full of shite. Right, let's wrap this. Go with the yellow today, and right, that's 1, 2. Wrapped. Right, this is die number 4. Right, again, just monster tape to make it easier. Push that down there like that. Now, is this? Now I'm going to have to embed that in. So, like I say, if you're using the thicker side to it, always. I mean, I wouldn't bother normally because I know exactly where I'm at, but you can't push it any further than that. So you shouldn't really, with a straight push through on this length of rod, you shouldn't have any issues with damaging rods at all. It's I don't even have to push anywhere near that because I know the other side will fit. I'll push straight through. As soon as that your Delrin rod hits your die, you're through. And there's the result. Now that is on die 4. Still a lovely shape. Well, that's getting small, said the actress to the vicar. Let's get this off and measure it properly. That reed needs to be polished. Right, let's have a look. That's P.5 on UK. Let's have a look. Easy. Right, P.5, that's 7 3/4 US. Right, getting there. I mean, I have seen 6s that look pretty good. Wearable, good detail. Seen a couple of 5s and 4s, but they didn't look that good to me. But so they can go down. That's 7 3/4. So we need to take that down by 2 sizes, right? Okay. I'm going to anneal this and have a little bit of a smoke break, and I'll be straight back. Right, die number 5, 7 3/4 we said, US. Right, here we go. Right, same procedure. Get on with it. Boy, very stressful job. Very stressful indeed. Nerves of steel. Nerves of steel, I tell you. No rush, people. Gotta get the job right. And a little fag break in between. Right, all wrapped and ready to go. Right. Hey, easy, eh, Tiger? It's your game. Right, this grease it up. I'm not gonna say it because I've seen the light. Bloody grease. Trouble with this grease is it gets everywhere, man. Grease monkey. Hold on. It goes in that way, yeah. I'm gonna get it confused. Right, right. Right, that's that. Oh, look what I've gone and done now. Bloody ram's gone to the top. Now I'm gonna bloody. Here we go. Get that lined up. Things I do. Right. Right, that's embedded. Oh, for fucking hell. Hold on. Hello. No, he's not here. He's left the country. Bugger off. Bye now. Nuisance calls. You get him in America. trying to scam you all the time. Oh, it's terrible over here, man. God, talk about fucking 20 times a day that phone will go. Hey, speak to Mr. Pipet. No, bugger off. Pain in the ass. Right, see, as it hits down onto the thing, it's through. Wow. It's getting a little bit on the tiny side, if you ask me. Walls are straight. Not as straight as Elton John, mate. Yeah, and now that's a little bit tiny. That's a number 5. Let's see what the details like. Oh, you're getting a little pinky ring. Yeah, you're losing it, mate. Yeah, too much doing that okey dokey, mate. It's done my back in. Down the old Kent Road. Right, what am I talking about? A load of shit. Right, here we go. Yeah, let's take this off. Right, here we go. Let's have a look at this. Right, that's J&half. I'll have an half, mate. I'm off the pints. Right, J&half. Let's have fun. What's going on here? Right. J&half is a size 5 US. Ooh, interesting. Really? You want to get out more, mate? And it's actually recognisable. I don't know about taking that any down in another one. There's 2 more dies to go. And I think it's got disaster written all over it. Someone can still wear that, and that's quite nice. That's size 5. Interesting. I don't know what to do here. Bloody hell, man. Yeah. But also, if you're using this set, remember, you don't have to push through every time. If you want to go to a certain die, I would just push to the port, knock it out, push to the next port, knock it out, because you are bringing the walls out, and you really want to keep the shape of the die until you're ready to size. But I'm doing that for a reason, to see what sizes they're coming out at. And that was size 5 on die 5. Right, now this is die 6. And that takes you down a 20mm port. Interesting. Me think not. Should I? Shan't I? Yeah. What arm can it do? I don't know. Right, okay. Right, I'll anneal that then, and we'll go for it. Right, all wrapped, ready to go. Die number 6. Now, you might think I'm crazy, but I am crazy. Now I want to reduce this. It's a size American. It's 5, I think you said, was it? Yeah, 5. Now I want it to be around about 3.5, 4. That's it. I'm not taking any lower than that. But I'm not actually going to push through on this 6th die. I'm going to take it to the port, because I don't want it going through the bottom section. It should be alright, but this ring's still good enough for somebody, you know. Oh, you can give it away, you know, because I mean, if someone's going to wear it, it's great. If a lady's got skinny fingers or whatever, perfect. Don't go around wasting mortgages. I mean, Morgans. There's not many Morgans left in the world. Thanks to Jean. Buggered off and off. Right, hold on, what am I up to? I'm losing it. Oh, there it is. Is it? Is that the one? Okay. Yeah, is it? Yeah, I think so, yeah. Right. I think it is. You don't know what you're talking about. It's gotta be. Is it? Oh, look at that. Look at it. Oh, come on, you bastard. Right, yeah, that's better. I want to bed that in. A little bit iffy that. Mind you, see, if you always got your doubts on that and you think to yourself that's a little bit iffy, don't take a chance on it. Just get another rod, just bed it in. Because I've got to reshape this now. Because every time it comes out of that port, you've got to reshape it back into the other die. So that's what I'm saying. Don't do it unless you have to. Now, I'm going to keep an eye on this because I don't want to push through. Come on. That's it. Cheers. Plenty of room there. Right, that must be the one now. That one. A couple more push. No, let's try that one. That'll be better. I'm not pushing through, so that belongs to that die. I'm not pushing through, so I'll use the bigger. The last thing you want right at this stage is to go inside your coin or get stuck or. Oh, nightmare, man. Oh, the stress. You'd be asleep, would you? Oh, hold on, this. Right. Yeah, I've kind of got the rod stuck now. What did I just... Oh, no, I haven't. Oh, that's alright. Right, that goes with that one. Right, let's just see what kind of shape we got here. Bang it out. Before we push through anything, check your work. Oh, no. I fucked up now, man. I told you it was too much. Oh, fuck it. Taking a bit of... not happy. Not happy at all. Shit. It's alright. What are you worried about? I'm not worried. Right, that's on iron half. Walls are nice. See how they came in straight? I mean, it took a little bit off the silver there. That's why I said I buggered up, but yes, it'll be alright once it's polished in. Now that's pretty damn straight. Oh, so you can't see it. Eye and a half, right? What's the eye and a half? Eye and a half. That's 4.5 US. Oh, not taking it any smaller than that. Eye and a half. What's going on? Yeah, eye and a half is 4.5 US. Right, let me think, because I might use that 7th die, reduce it just that half, because then that might be the smallest one in the world. Right, we're on 4.5, I believe. Now, this is where your common sense kicks in. Just because it's got a port at the end of this die doesn't mean you got to push it through. You've got to use a bit of savvy. Now, as far as I'm concerned, that's way too small for this, but I want to reduce it by 1, so it'll be 3.5, and I don't know if that's the smallest one in the world, said the actress to the vicar. But now that's wearable and it's recognisable. That's 4.5. I don't know how I'm going to polish in the inside with my sausage fingers. I like to. It's not bad looking. So I'm going to reduce it, because at least 3 degrees keep the walls pretty straight anyway. You don't have to go through the port. I don't actually push through the ports on the norm if I have to build a ring, but I probably don't build as many as you lot. But I like to push to the port, and then if it's necessary, just use a wall straightening comb and size it that way. But so this is a demonstration. I wanted to see how this Magnificent 7 performed. So far, it's performed quite well. But let's reduce this by 1 and then see how it looks like. Right, yeah. Let's get some. I'm going to wrap it a little bit more on this one. I nearly lost a little bit of detail there before. I was quite surprised. But it's getting tighter and tighter in there, you know what I mean, Jolly Bean? It's like I say, it's because it's got a port, I mean you have to push through it. Use a bit of savvy and a little bit of experience comes in. If you ain't got no savvy, you ain't got no rock and roll. That's what they say, innit? I don't know. Never heard it before, mate. Right, let's make sure this bugger don't come off. Right, now that's that was 3 wraps with electrical tape and 2 with a Munster. Right, this is it. Big finale. Drum roll, please. If this is successful, I could be on the Your Queen's Honours list this Christmas. Sir Neely. Prince of Bel-Air. Prince of Bel-End. Yeah, well, hold on, Darcy. Yeah, what do you want?
I want this game show, just leave the money on them.
Yeah, just put it down to on my account, yeah, and then sort it out later, right? Yeah. Right. Here we go. I reckon that would be about it. What do you reckon? A little bit more? Nah, mate. You're off it. I don't know. Oh, I don't like the look at that. I don't like the look of that at all. Right, let's take that out. Always check your work every now and again. You're in no rush. Right. Let's check the size of that. Didn't lose any wrapping, so I'm happy. Come on, you bugger. It's so tiny, I've got a job to hold on to it. Right. Here it is. Right. You see what size it is? Let's have my magic thing, my magic doodad. Let's have a look. Well, that's H1/2. Right. H&F is size 4. I really wouldn't take that Morgan any further than that. Like I say, that's wearable for someone. And that's not a bad little shape, that. For that size. I mean, yeah, it's ridiculous taking a Morgan to that size in the first place, really. Unless the customer's finger is that size and they want one. Pretty sure there's some biker chicks out there who'd would like to wear a Morgan, you know what I mean? But that's it for that demo. The demonstration went quite well. The dies are performing as expected. The Magnificent 7 is a good set of dies. There's no two ways about that. But like I say, just because they got ports in them, don't mean you have to push through. If you're going for a certain size, because these are extended, you've got more work ability in these now with the extra length and with the rods. But you'll have to get the hang of them. But you should be able to size your ring with your die. Your ring stretchers, well, we don't hardly use ours at all, but they don't get rid of them, for Christ's sake. You'll always need it for a little tinkle here and a tinkle there. But you should be able to size with your die alone. And like I say, the 3 degrees, it keeps the walls very, very straight. It's quite impressive. Now the next one I'll do the 7s again, but I'm going to do it with a bell topper to see how how it goes. These are going out to a bell maker, so at the end of the day he'll probably test them before I will. So I'll get some good feedback on that and go from there. But that's it, people. I'm going to just polish that out. I'm not going to touch it. I don't know how I'm going to get my fingers in there and polish that out. Even with a Dremel, it's going to be a little bit... I'm going to get all this grease off it first. Right. Bit long-winded, but worth a watch. It's... I'll post the photos of this later on. Cheers, me dears.